Hello YouTube back with another package and pickups video. Most likely be a short one as there's only one package today. And partly because I've been making something of an attempt to kind of cut down a little, and given that it was a pricey item, I'd imagine that will be the kind of foreseeable, the trend for the foreseeable future. Smaller, perhaps cheaper stuff too. But anyway, it was an interesting item. And a bit of an unusual item, so I figured I'd share it. But before I do, a little story behind it. A good friend of mine on the Sega forums called Gordman sent me on a link to an auction for a game he knew I was interested in. We'd spoke about it before, and it's a tricky enough game to get. Of course, it turned out that it was in Germany, and it was Germany only, so I couldn't bid on it. But he was kind enough, and this isn't the first time this has happened, to bid on the auction for me, and if I won, then I could email on the money or PayPal on the money, and have it shipped to me. During the week then, we had kind of talked about the price, and I had said X amount, and I thought about it and says, no, maybe it needs to be a little more. So came back to him and said, could you increase it to this amount? And he said, yeah, no problem, whatever. So he said he'll put the bid in, near the end of the auction and see how it goes. So come today, I get a PM then a little bit after going, oh my god, that was so tense, but and so close, but we won. And won by about 8 pence or so, a few pence basically, for my max bid, which I guess it was fortuitous that I increased it. But if I hadn't won it, sure, that's what happens. But nevertheless, I did. So thanks to Gordman for his help yet again. Great guy and big into the Master System collecting, as obviously this is a Master System item. I wouldn't spend that type of money just yet on something that wasn't towards the full Master System set. So without further ado, the item in question is Great Soccer for the Sega card release. And what makes this item quite unique is that it is the only card release for the Master System, if you don't count the SG-1000 and the Mark III games, that didn't get a cartridge release also. So this is exclusive to the card format, and it's the only one to be so. Now, as you can see the back of the box, it's a primitive soccer game even for the 8-bit era, with the highly superb card art of a hand with the actual card. I know people often mock that, but I can see what they were trying to do, literally demonstrating this is what it is. Look how novel it is. It's tiny, it's small, which was a novelty. I mean, look at the NES cartridges. But there's two versions of this that I'm aware of. This version here, which is the German version. So again, if you see the back, it's all in German. And then there is an English version. The English version tends to be harder to find, and as I wasn't particularly pushed, I said I'll pick up whichever one I can get, because this is kind of hard to get these days. A few years ago, not so much so. It always was the hardest card game to find, and it's in great condition too. So, other than the missing, very very common. These things came with a little plastic, slip to make them properly, fit into the holder and to cover the pins. But I think out of all my Sega card games, only maybe 2 of them have that cover. So it often goes missing, and the manual is of course in German. So maybe Gordon can translate it for me, because I gave it a game ago and I couldn't quite figure out the controls, and I figured, okay, I'll open up the manual and have a look. And I knew it was going to be in German, but I thought, oh well, it's going to be basically, 1 attacks, 2 doesn't. You kind of get an impression from the diagram. All I got was 1 is Langer, which has a totally different meaning in Ireland to Germany. Let me see what it says. Oh yes, there's the players. Let me show you. Yes, one is a Langer pass and number 2 is an ordinary pass. But Langer is something that you might call out down in Cork. I'm guessing it means long pass. So I've kind of gone all slightly tangenty on this, but yeah, this is the rarest of the Sega card games, and it doesn't come up for auction very much. I remember talking to Tucci UK about it as well. He wasn't aware of it. He hadn't been focused on card games too much, and when he went to research it, he goes, Jesus, you can't find it anywhere. So it is hard to find, and definitely holding its value. Now, I paid basically market value for it. I had thought maybe I could have gotten it for a little less. I paid 50. I came to just a little over 50 included registered shipping. But it was like something like 49 something in the auction, and my max bid was 50. I had gone 40 because I thought it's a Germany only auction. Sometimes when auctions are restricted to a single country, the price goes for a little less, but this time it didn't. So that's kind of, I'd say, about the going rate. Sometimes it goes for a little more, but you know, it's in or around that mark. So maybe, you know, I mean, you could theoretically get it for really cheap, but not so much in Ireland. I mean, we don't have car boot sales to find it for like £2, that type of thing. You might find it in the UK because there is the English version, but again, I actually, you never really see the English version come up for auction that much, so hence the German version. So anyway, that's another pickup, one of the trickier ones on my list to find. I went over the list again, and somehow I had made more mistakes, and the number wasn't what I thought it was. It's actually less. That brings it down to 39 games to go, so under the 40 mark. If you exclude the obvious, the Smurfs, which the Smurfs 2, I'm not even targeting that. I'll probably just make a reproduction of it, to be honest. I just don't think it's worth the money. There's only one kind of game that I would have placed above this in terms of going to either be costly or hard to find, and that's probably Buggy Run. That slipped through my grasp a few times at good prices, but maybe, you never know. You got to be patient when you're a collector. So anyway, that's my pickup and my thank you to Marco, but thank you to everyone else for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Maybe not with a package and pickup video with such an expensive item though. Bye for now.